The future of the Star Wars franchise is said to be very expansive, not just with the rise of Skywalker, but also a handful of live-action TV series, and of course 2 new Star Wars trilogies. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. So, one thing about the future of Star Wars that a lot of fans are really excited about is, of course, the new movies coming out after The Rise of Skywalker. You know, it's kind of funny, a common misconception is that The Rise of Skywalker is the last Star Wars movie. In case you guys do actually, think that way, just do know that that is not the case, that we have new Star Wars movies, pretty much coming throughout the 2020s after the release of Episode 9. So, what's really intriguing about all this is that these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about the future of the Star Wars franchise, and when it all comes down to Star Wars X, this is where things begin to get very exciting. Now, what's really intriguing is that it's explained that not only are Disney and Lucasfilm currently developing The Rise of Skywalker and 3 live-action TV series, but also a handful of other new projects, such as the 2 new Star Wars trilogies, where it's explained that currently Disney and Lucasfilm are in further negotiations for Keanu Reeves to portray a villain for the first time of the new trilogy dubbed as Star Wars X, also Star Wars Episode 10. It's described that Disney is one step closer to getting Keanu Reeves on board with the first film of the new trilogy, where Keanu would be a villain and David Benioff and D.B. Weiss are set to complete their treatments of the films by fall of 2019 before they begin writing the script. It's described that they are trying to figure out the scheduling for Keanu since he will actually be busy with John Wick Chapter 4 and The Matrix 4 in the near future in the early 2020s. The 4th trilogy is also described to use many of George Lucas's original ideas for Legends content that was never published for certain eras of the Star Wars franchise. Star Wars X and the art departments for the film are said to be starting very soon that will create visuals based on David and DB's treatments of the stories. So let's go over a couple of parts about this. Now, we heard about this lightly before in the past, about Keanu Reeves and his involvement in the Star Wars franchise. By the way, Disney, Marvel, they also want him for Marvel movies as well. And the fact that, Keanu declined is a big deal. It really tells us, is he going to decline for Star Wars or is he going to accept? That's a big question open on the table for discussion. However, since that negotiations are moving forward, it seems like that it's more than likely that maybe Keanu Reeves is actually up for the idea, besides, doing John Wick 4, which, by the way, is coming. John Wick Chapter 4 is going to be a 2021 release, and then we got The Matrix 4, which there's a lot of talk that might not even come out till 2023. So, with that being said, the new Star Wars trilogy, right? The first film of this new trilogy, where it's actually dubbed as Star Wars X, also known as Star Wars Episode 10. That's the code name or the working title, if you will. And it really does make one wonder exactly whether or not Keanu Reeves is going to be a part of this story, if it's going to advance forward as we go throughout the months of 2019, leading until the new year of 2020. Now, David Benioff and D.B. Weiss, they're starting their treatments as we speak. They're almost done. Where once they finish all of that, alright, they're actually going to start the script, alright, sometime after their treatments are completed. So, they're expected to finish this by fall of this year, which we're entering fall very, very soon. Summer ends on the 21st, so we don't got that much longer. So, with that being said, the 4th trilogy really does have a lot of potential if Keanu Reeves is able to literally sign on and make a deal with Disney and Lucasfilm that he is going to be portraying the new villain in, of course, Star Wars X, that'll kickstart the new trilogy. Now, there's a lot of hints out there, a lot of hints that we have gone over that these new movies will be based in the Old Republic era or based on Knights of the Old Republic. And a lot of fans have been expressing on whether or not Keanu is best suited for either a hero or a villain is a big question, right? Would he actually be better as a fit for a villain or a hero? That's a big question among many Star Wars fans out there. I, however, feel like that he could be either or. It depends on what they want to do. Usually in a movie, we don't see Keanu as a villain per se. For the most part, I should say. He's usually a hero or an anti-hero, right? So there have been some films where he is the quote-unquote villain, but very, very few. And if they want to portray him as a villain, it would not only be something brand new and something of different to the taste for the character of, whoever Keanu is set out to play, but the fact that David Benioff and D.B. Weiss, and how the art departments are going to start up soon for these movies, it tells us that production is just on the horizon and matches up with the rumors that we went over about a year ago that they would start production in 2020, in the very beginning of 2020, for Star Wars X, also known as the first film of the new trilogy that's going to be done by the Game of Thrones guys. So, on top of all this, guys, let me know what you think about all this below in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.